Childcare for 8.5 years. I started out as a 2-year-old teacher. I taught preschool between 3 to 5 years old, and I was a director for 2.5 years, and I have my bachelor's degree in early childhood education. I have 4 kids. So during these activities, or during this episode, we are going to be doing 4 to 5 activities. I will try to cover all the areas of lesson plans. I know there's some different ones out there. Most of them are the same. I will do my best as I can. And so the first activity we're going to start out with is counting green eggs. And this, you will need green construction paper, white construction paper, and as you can see I have some already pre-drawn, a pencil and a permanent marker, scissors, and glue. And I already have some green eggs pre-made. And this is for math. So you're going to have ones that have the numbers on them. And you're going to have ones that don't have numbers on them. And you're going to take the green dot and you're going to stick it in the middle. And you're going to write 1 through 10 on one set. You can go higher than that. It just depends on where your kids are at. So, and during this math counting game, you're just going to have them lay the numbers out. And then that way they can use unnumbered numbers, and they can put the start counting, and it's all laid out for them. So that is our math counting game, green eggs and ham. And so our next activity is going to be word building. This is in the language and communication area of your lesson plan. And what I like to do with this, just because it is I like to use a book for the theme that you're doing, because you can do this word building activity for any theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the book up, and I'm going to choose 2 different words. So I'm going to do my and net from the Cat in the Hat book. And I have 2 different colors here, purple and green. So on the green, I'm going to write my and net. And I'm going to write them close together. So those are going to be for the words. And then I'm going to do a different one with just the letters. I'm going to space them out. And as you can see, I spaced them out a little bit. Those are just going to be for the letters. And I already have some pre-made. So here's the ones with just the words on them. And you're going to have the kids lay those out. And then I have ones with just the letter. And you're going to help them sound out the letters, match the letters, and sound out the words. They can be easy. They can be a mixture of hard words. It just depends on where your kids are at. Some kids may need a lot of help. Some kids may not. It just depends. So that is our word building activity for language and communication. Our next activity is going to be making green eggs. Same thing. You will need white construction paper and green construction paper. And when you're doing your math counting game, I would make plenty of unnumbered eggs. That way you have enough for your art. And do small groups. And you're going to have assorted material. You're going to want to separate them and only do 3 to 4 assorted material. Color pencils, crayons, or markers. I would only do 1 just so there's not a whole bunch and they make a huge mess. And glue. And I'd have the kids stick the green dot in the middle, put their name on the back of their egg, so you can hang it up and they can take it home later. And this is one of my oldest two's final product of their green egg. Our next activity is going to be making hats. You're going to have the kids choose construction paper. They can be different colors. They can be the same. It just depends on what they want to do. You're going to put tape on the inside and the outside of it. You're going to have them decorate it, put their name on the inside, and then you're going to have them, you're going to do tape on the inside and the outside. And this is my son and daughter's final product. And yet again, assorted material, 3 to 4 color pencils, markers. And I'd separate them, and I'd only do 3 to 4 of these separate and do only 1 of colored pencils, crayons, or markers. So that is the Cat in the Hat hat. And that is an art. Our next activity is going to be science. So you're going to have 2 disposable cups or 2 containers in a tray. You're going to have vinegar and you're going to have food coloring. You can have the children choose the food coloring they want to do. Before you do the science experiment, what I used to like to do is make a poster of what will happen. And you can do this during circle time, and you can ask them, we're going to be doing a science experiment this week. What do you think will happen? The answers may be silly, they may be funny, they may be way out there, but it's their opinion. So then you'll hang that up, and the next day you will do your science experiment. And you want the kids to do all the steps. So you're going to have them, you're going to already have 1 vinegar poured in 1 cup, and then you're going to have them poured in the next cup. And I have pink food coloring. I would go around and make sure that they're not using a whole bunch. They only need 1 to 2 drops. So I'm going to put 1 and 2. And it is pretty much staying the same until I move it around. And then it kind of mixes. And during this science experiment, you want to ask the kids what's happening, what are they observing. And then once the science experiment's all done, and I would do small groups, you're going to do a poster, the results, during circle time the next day and ask them what they observed and what happened. So that is food coloring and vinegar, and that is our science experiment. Our next activity is going to be green eggs and ham. And this is a book I'm going to read to you just a little bit. This is for circle time. You want to change your voice, change your expressions, use puppets, do books with recordings, anything you can do to keep the kids engaged and in circle time, because they are 3 to 5. They don't want to sit. They do get fidgety. So, Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam I am. That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. So changing your voice, doing different facial expressions, using puppets, and doing books with recordings, anything you can do to keep your kids engaged during circle time and during your reading. So to recap, we did Dr. Seuss theme. We did a Counting Green Egg math game. We did a word building game, which is language and communication area. We did making green eggs, which is in the art area. We did making Cat in the Hat hats, which is also in the art area. We did a vinegar and food coloring science experiment, and we read Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss for circle time. And during the science experiment, you want to do the 2 posters, what will happen and the results. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Welcome to my channel. I'm Nicole. We're going to do a spring theme this week. And I worked in childcare for about 8.5 years. I started out with the 2-year-olds, and then I worked with preschool ages 3 to 5. And I did, I was a director for about 2.5 years. I have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. So our first activity for our spring theme is a helper chart. And what you'll need for this is you'll need 2 to 3 different colors papers, a white poster board, and I like these because they have the things on the back where you can just tear off and stick it to your wall, scissors, permanent marker, glue. And what you'll do is you'll take the papers and you'll do job duties for the kids. It depends on what you need done in your classroom. So for instance, you can do lunch helper, line leader, and you cut them out, and you want to make sure that the job is on the restart. Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel. I worked in daycare for about 8.5 years. I started out with the 2-year-olds, and then I worked with preschool ages 3 to 5. I was a director for about 2.5 years, and I have my bachelor's degree in early childhood education. The theme this week is going to be spring, and our first activity is going to be a helper chart, which is in the social skills. So you're going to have 2 different pieces of paper, color, or 2 or 3 color paper, a white poster board, scissors and glue, and a permanent marker. And what you're going to do is you're going to write different jobs that you need done around the classroom. So I'll do lunch helper and line leader, and as you can see, I kind of put it towards the bottom so that way you can put the kids' picture above that and their name. You can cut them out in squares, you can cut them out in as the child's picture, like their head. You can do that. However you want to make the job titles, that's fine. I would laminate them so that way they last a little bit longer. So you're going to cut them out, and then you'll glue them to the poster board. And this is the final piece. So this is a helper chart. And as you can see, I have caboose, I have lunch helper, marker lid inspector, fish feeder, book picker, weather helper, greeter helper, door holder, floor inspector. And you want them on the bottom, and then the kids' picture right in the middle with their name under it. So that is the helper chart, and that is a great way for kids to do social skills, but also have them responsible for stuff in the classroom. So that is our helper chart. Our next one is going to be a weather chart. What I would do is have white on top. I just ran out of white paper. But you'll need construction paper, and it doesn't matter what the other color is, but have an extra construction paper at the bottom, or at the back. Try to make it a circle as best as you can. And then depending on what state you're in, you're going to just make lines and section them off to do different types of weather. And then you'll draw the pictures in there and write the type of weather on the back. And you will also need these pins to, once you got the pin and you cut out an arrow, so the kids can tell you what the weather is like. You'll stick the arrow right in the middle and the pin right in the middle, and you will have a weather chart. Sorry, a weather chart. And as you can see, I have rainy, sunny, cloudy, snowy, partly cloudy, and windy. And what you'll do is, the beginning of every circle time, group time, you'll have your weather helper or call a child and say, can you go look out the window and see what it's doing? They'll tell you, and you'll move the arrow to whatever it's doing that day. And it's a great way to have a group discussion with the kids. So that is our weather chart, and that is for group time and circle time, whichever you call it. Our next activity is, where is yellow? So during this activity, it's learning the color yellow, and you can either do pictures, you can do a math chart of different things that are yellow in the room. You can do shirt, or how many yellow ducks are in the room, how many yellow squares are in the room. And what I like to do is I'll take the yellow paper and I'll make different shapes out of it. And I'll hang them in the room. And during group time, I'll ask the kids, can you find the shapes that are all yellow? And have them point to them, or call on each child and have them go to wherever there's yellow in the room. So I just cut out different shapes, and I'd hang them around the room for the kids to find. So I just do yellow shapes, and I say, can you go find all the yellow shapes? Or can you point to the yellow shapes? And this is a great way for them to get communication, but also learn their colors and learn the color yellow and make it fun. So that's our activity for Where is Yellow, and it's based off colors. Our next activity is going to be making flowers. So with this activity, you will need green paper, and you can use yellow, pink. For the top of the flower, I use pink. So I have my pink top of flowers. Yet again, a good rule of thumb is to put the child's name on the back of it, so that way they could take it home later and you could hang it up in the classroom. So I would start out with a small group and just keep doing it until all the kiddos have done it. But what you're going to do is you're going to have them glue the green piece to the pink piece, or whatever color you use for the top. I would make them a little bit bigger. And then you're going to have assorted materials. And yet again, I would separate them 3 to 4 pieces, 3 to 4 assorted materials separated, and watch the kids while they're doing it. So I have my assorted materials. I have the glue, and then you're just going to let them decorate it. And this is my daughter's final piece of her flower that she made. So that is making a flower, and that is in the art area. And our next activity is going to be science. And in my other video, like I said, I like to do a poster, what will happen. I put the experiment on the top or in the corner. And you do this during group time, circle time, before you do the experiment, and you ask them, what will happen? And they'll give you answers, and you just jot them down, you write them down, and then you put it on the wall. And then you do the experiment. So we're going to be making butter today for our science experiment. So as you can see, I have a container with the lid, and then I have whipping cream. I'd only put a small amount in there for the kids, just because it could take a while to kind of shake up. But you'll put the lid on there, and you'll just have the kids shake the butter until you can't hear the sloshing sound anymore, okay? It may be 5 or 10 minutes of shaking, but it's keeping them involved, and you make them shake the container. So I already have some that is already pre-made, and as you can see, it's butter from whipping cream. And you can have the kids take it home and try it. Or you can have some bread there and have them try it then and there. After the science experiment's all done, the next day I would do the results with them. So this is a poster, the results, and I am making butter on the side. And you just have them write down what happened. And during this experiment, talk to them, engage with them, engage in conversation, do small groups, just so it's not a mess. So that is making butter, and that is in science. Well, thank you guys for watching. So the areas that we did were helper chart with social skills. We did weather chart, talking about the weather, which is during circle time, group time. Where is yellow, which is involving colors. Making flowers, which is art. And making butter. And what will happen in the results poster, that is a part of science. And this theme for this episode was spring. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.